Hey math teachers, I want to show you a site called 99math, or 99math.com is the URL for it. It's a little bit like a Kahoot. It has some competition and allows you to pick a math area that you want to work on with your students. Now, the teacher creates an account and logs in, but the student does not create an account. So you can see that I'm logged in here up in the corner. And as I go down, I can create a class. I can also choose my grade level. And I know that the 5th grade team is working a little bit on fractions, so I could choose grade 5. And then from there, I could choose fractions from there. Now I know they're doing adding and subtracting fractions, and that's not specifically on here, but there are other things related to fractions that might be helpful as far as kind of a skill building, and are they getting quicker at those kinds of things? For example, improper fractions, moving them to mixed numbers, or mixed numbers to improper fractions, those kinds of things. So I'm going to choose an improper fraction one, and then I am going to go over and choose Start Practice. You can assign this, but I'm also going to do the practice live because that makes it a little more fun. You can choose how many rounds you want to play based on how much time you have, and a time limit for each round as well. So again, if you've only got a few minutes, you can set this to be pretty short. And when you hit next, it asks you to choose your class. Now it's a good idea to consistently keep a class for maybe each section that you have, or your particular class, so that you can keep track of that and track their progress. So in this particular case, I'm going to create new, and I'm going to put in there grade 5 as the name of my class, and I'm going to choose grade 5 and then do create class. Now, if you notice on here, the students are going to go to join.99math.com. If you use this a lot, they can keep this as a shortcut on their iPad, so they just tap it and can go right to it. Then they're going to put in a PIN, and then they enter their name. But what's nice about that is once they put their name in one time, it remembers it, so the next time they don't have to keep typing in their name. The only thing they have to enter is the PIN. If you also notice, we have to have at least 3 students to start before we can do a practice round. So I will go to the student. This is from the student view right now, and they went to join.99math.com, put in the PIN. You notice that my name was already in there. And this is again showing from the student perspective, and it's waiting for the teacher. This is the teacher looking at the students, seeing if they're all joined, and clicking Start Practice. And then on the student one here, I had some trouble getting it set up, so we're not going to see a lot of practice on here, but the student sees this and has to type in the correct numbers up there. And that went really fast, but this is what a student would see. There was a full minute on there, but because of me switching back and forth between screens, you didn't see all of that. So this is again from the student perspective, what they would see at the end of a round. The teacher would start another round, and then again, the student would start putting in their answers. So between the rounds, the teacher could have conversations or maybe some clarifications if kids had questions, review something quick and before they got on to their next round. What I've noticed is the rounds are the similar information for each one, and it's just, again, a review. And personally, I got a little better each time because I was a little quicker at figuring out how to put in the information. So obviously, scores improved by each round. Again, this is the end of another round from the student perspective. And then this is now the teacher is going to start the final round. So this is at the very end, and it gives a class score. So you can see how well the whole class did, and then the accuracy. Now they might not have done very many problems, which you can tell from mine. It didn't do many problems, but they did the problems well. Also, what's really nice about this is it gives a report of the students and how they did. So you can look at each particular student and be able to see what they got right, or even if they were all right, how maybe one particular problem took a lot more time than others did. And so you can see that as well. So it's kind of nice to be able to see this. I would think it might be helpful to play the same topic kind of thing for a week and see if as a class they can improve their overall score, but as students they can improve them individually as well. So I think it could be a fun way to do some math practice.